So, what if I told you that something you've been doing for decades, maybe even every single day, could be quietly messing with your prostate? Or, maybe, it's been protecting you all along. Strange, right? You probably don't think twice about it. It's just habit. Routine. A quick release to help you sleep, clear your mind, feel something. But what if that very habit, the one you do behind closed doors, no one watching, no one judging, what if that's the reason your body's been feeling off lately? The truth is, some men won't make it to 75. Not because of heart attacks. Not because of strokes. But because of something they've done since they were 13. And still don't understand. I want you to pause for a moment. Look back over the last few years. Have you felt off? Maybe your energy's dipped. Your fire's gone cold. Erections aren't what they used to be. You're waking up tired, sluggish, even after 8 hours. And the man in the mirror? He's not the guy you used to be. And that voice in your head whispers, is something wrong with me? Let me tell you this right now. You're not broken. You're not weak. But you might be missing something crucial, something no doctor ever told you. Because no one talks about this. Not on TV. Not in magazines. Not even in most clinics. But here. On this channel. We go where others won't. So today, we're diving deep into the truth about daily masturbation, what it really does to your prostate, your hormones, your heart, your manhood. And I promise you, there are at least 5 effects you've never heard before. Some might shock you. 1. It could change the way you look at yourself forever. And another. It's irreversible if you ignore it too long. So don't click away. Don't scroll past. This isn't another fluffy wellness video. This is about your life, your body, your future. Because once you understand this, you'll see why millions of older men are silently suffering. And why you don't have to be one of them. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you ever questioned your daily habits, honestly? Not just brushed past them. Not just excused them with, I'm a guy. I need it. But truly stopped and asked yourself, what's this doing to me long term? If you're brave enough to face that question, if you're ready to learn what most men don't want to hear, then I want you to go to the comments right now. Type truth time. Because facing the truth, that's what separates survivors from victims. And while we're being honest, let's talk about you. If you're over 60, and you're not subscribed to Thrive after 70, you're missing out on potentially life-saving information. I'm not talking about hacks and clickbait. I'm talking about real conversations, real science, real hope. For men like you who still want to feel alive in every sense of the word. So let me ask. Why gamble with your health? Why roll the dice on your future? Why wait for a doctor to break the news that could have been prevented? Hit that subscribe button. Or, go ahead. Scroll down to the comments and explain why you didn't. But do it now. Because what I'm about to tell you next could change everything. Number 1, temporary prostate drainage equals relief, or repeated inflammation. Let's talk about Bob. Bob's 71. Retired. Widowed. Living alone in rural Idaho. Keeps himself busy, morning walks, crossword puzzles, a bit of fishing when the weather's nice. But every night, without fail, he had one little ritual. He called it, clearing the pipes. Just a quick release before bed. Nothing wild. Just habit. He figured it kept him sharp. Balanced. Relaxed. Doctors always told him, stay regular, Bob, it's good for the prostate. But then his PSA levels started creeping up. He didn't feel sick. Didn't notice anything unusual. Until that digital rectal exam turned into a prostate biopsy. And the word inflammation came up. Again. And again. It wasn't just age. It wasn't just genetics. It was chronic stimulation. Now I'm not saying Bob did anything wrong. Most men his age were told the same thing. Masturbation keeps the engine clean. Keeps things flowing. Lowers pressure. Even protects you from cancer, right? Well. That's partly true. See, when you climax, especially through masturbation, your body does release fluid from the prostate. That temporary drainage can reduce congestion and inflammation. It feels good. It relaxes you. It might even help you sleep. But here's the part most men don't hear. The prostate is not a faucet. It's not meant to be squeezed every single day like a stress ball. It's a gland. And like every gland in your body, it can swell. It can fatigue. It can get irritated. Daily stimulation, without full recovery, can lead to what's called rebound congestion. That means your prostate starts producing more fluid than it can release. More pressure. More inflammation. And eventually, more pain. Higher PSA scores. Urinary urgency. Difficulty starting the stream. Even erectile issues. And the worst part? You won't notice it at first. It creeps in quietly. Like rust under the hood. You might feel a bit of pressure in your lower belly. A subtle ache near your perineum. You might start waking up more at night just to pee. Or feel like you never quite empty your bladder. And still, you might not connect the dots. Because no one tells you that your daily release could be the cause. Men think frequent ejaculation equals cleansing. But not always. Because cleansing only works when the body has time to reset. Recharge. Heal. You wouldn't rev your car engine to the red line every single day and expect it to last 20 years, would you? Well, guess what? Your prostate's no different. Now, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to tell you the truth. The uncomfortable, often overlooked, medically backed truth. If you're used to hitting the reset button every night, it's time to make a shift. I'm not saying stop. I'm saying stop operating on autopilot. Make it intentional. Slow it down. Use less friction. Pay attention to your body. How it feels afterward. What it's asking you. Because if you're just chasing the next release, day after day, you're not cleansing. You're numbing. This habit that once gave you comfort might now be quietly exhausting you. So, take back control. Not by quitting cold turkey. But by listening. By treating your body not like a machine. But like the complex, aging, powerful vessel it is. And listen. If that surprised you, the next part might shake your core. Because for years, you've probably believed what everyone else did. That frequent ejaculation protects you from prostate cancer. But the truth? The science isn't black and white. And you deserve to hear the whole story. Let's talk about that. Right now. Number 2, prostate cancer, protection or provocation. Now this is where things get messy. And I mean really messy. Because maybe you've read the headlines. Heard the podcasts. Scanned the articles on those health forums for men. You know the one I'm talking about. Men who ejaculate 21 times or more per month have lower risk of prostate cancer. And yeah, at first glance, that sounds like permission, doesn't it? See, doc. I'm just doing my part. Keeping things flowing. Being proactive. But wait. What if I told you, that's not the whole story? What if those same studies left out a few key details? Like the difference between pleasure and pressure. Or between healthy habits and compulsive patterns. Because here's the thing most guys don't hear. And honestly, most don't want to hear. Those studies. They show correlation, not causation. And as a urologist with over 20 years in the trenches, I can tell you firsthand. Statistics can mislead when we ignore context. Let's break this down like two men at the bar, no fluff. Yes, frequent ejaculation can help. It clears out old fluids, reduces cellular buildup in the prostate, and may even flush out microscopic debris that could lead to inflammation or cell changes over time. But, and this is a big one, that benefit assumes everything else is balanced. Your stress, your sleep, your diet, your inflammation levels, your hormone regulation. Because if you're chronically inflamed, if your testosterone is in the gutter, if you're stressed out, overweight, underrested, and overstimulated, daily ejaculation isn't healing you. It might be harming you. Here's how. When you force the body to climax daily, especially without real emotional intimacy or rest, you generate constant friction, hormone spikes, and internal pressure. The prostate gets overworked. Cells get irritated. Tissues don't recover. And in that inflamed environment, cell mutations become more likely. You see where I'm going? It's like overwatering a plant. A little water brings life. Too much. You drown the roots. So yes, ejaculating frequently might help reduce cancer risk. But only if your body's in a state to handle that frequency. Most older men aren't. So let's stop pretending that more is always better. Let's stop quoting that 21 times month study like it's gospel. Balance, brothers. It's not about never. It's about knowing why, and understanding your body. Think of it like this. If you're taking your car on a long road trip, and your tires are worn, your oil is old, your brakes are shaky, do you push it harder? Or do you slow down and check the system? Your prostate's no different. It doesn't need overdrive. It needs wisdom. Now if you've made it this far in the video, you're clearly someone who cares. Someone who's ready to do the work and take control. But I've got to ask. If you're still watching, and you're not subscribed to Thrive After 70, what's stopping you? What more do you need? A diagnosis? A sleepless night filled with fear and regrets? Your future self, your sons, your grandsons, your legacy. They all deserve the strongest, clearest version of you. So do yourself a favor. Don't ghost your health. Don't leave your future up to chance. Hit that subscribe button now. Join a brotherhood of men who've decided to age with power, not passivity. Because we're just getting started. And the next topic? It's one most men never see coming. But when it hits hard. We're going to talk about your pelvic floor. And how something so small can quietly bring down your entire sex life. Let's get into it. Number 3, pelvic floor fatigue and erectile slump. You press, nothing happens. You try again, still nothing. That sinking feeling creeps in, the one no man wants to talk about. Your soldier's not showing up for duty. And it's not just once. It's starting to feel normal. And that scares the hell out of you. Because this isn't just about climax. Let's be real, it's deeper than that. It's about feeling like a man. Like you still have it. The quiet confidence of knowing your body still listens when you call on it. But now, you're left staring. Waiting. Wishing. And every time it fails, a piece of you starts to question, am I losing it? You're not alone, brother. What you're feeling. That quiet shame, that frustration, it's more common than you think. And I'll tell you exactly why. See, your pelvic floor. It's the unsung hero down there. Most guys never think about it until it gives out. But overstimulation, too many solo sessions, too often, with no breaks, it wears those muscles out. Just like overworking your knees ruins your walk. Overworking your pelvic floor ruins your erection. When that muscle weakens, blood doesn't hold as long. Control slips. Sensitivity drops. Even the urge to feel, it gets dull. You're not broken. But you are in a loop, and it's time to break it. Here's what I want you to do. Start with Kegels. Yeah, I know, sounds like something women do. But trust me, this is man stuff, too. Squeeze the muscle you'd use to stop yourself mid-pee. Hold it for 5 seconds. Let go. Do that 10 times a day. Every day. And while you're at it, try edging. Instead of rushing through it all like you're in a sprint, slow down. Bring yourself close, then back off. Repeat. This builds endurance, restores sensitivity, and gives your body time to recover. You're not a machine. You're not supposed to go without rest. And listen, if this sounds like too much work, ask yourself, how much is my manhood worth to me? Because your body, it's speaking to you. The question is, are you listening? And hey, let me say this before you scroll off. If you've watched this far and still haven't subscribed, I don't know what to tell you. This isn't just some random health channel. This is your wake-up call. This is the message you wish someone gave you 10 years ago. So go ahead, click subscribe. Or ignore it. But don't come back later, frustrated, angry, defeated, wishing you paid attention. You deserve better. You deserve to feel alive again. And we're just getting started. Number 4, hormone roller coaster, low T sneaks in. You feel drained. You nap more often than you used to. And out of nowhere, you snap at your wife, or your grandkids, for no real reason. Sound familiar? You chalk it up to aging, or maybe just a bad week. But what if I told you, you might be riding a hormone roller coaster, and you don't even know it? Yeah. I'm talking about low testosterone. And no, it's not just a young man's issue. It sneaks in slow, quiet, but hits you hard when you least expect it. You see, excessive release, especially when you're not letting your body recover, starts to mess with your internal reward system. Here's how it works. Every time you climax, your brain gives you a quick hit of dopamine. Your feel-good hormone. But when it's overused without enough rest, the system burns out. You don't feel energized. You feel numb. Your cortisol, the stress hormone, creeps up. And your testosterone, that essential hormone that fuels your drive, strength, and mood, it begins to sink. And the most dangerous part? You don't notice the shift right away. You just feel off. You're not sleeping as well. Your temper's shorter. Your morning erections weaker. Less frequent. Sometimes gone. Let me tell you about Frank, he's 67. He told me, "Doc, I wasn't even doing it for pleasure. I was doing it just to fall asleep." But here's the twist, he was waking up more exhausted than before. And angry. He didn't like who he was becoming. You see, this kind of chronic solo play, it's like tapping your brain's reward button over and over again until the button doesn't work anymore. So what do? You start simple. Track your energy. Look for patterns, what times of day you feel strongest, and when you feel like a balloon with a hole in it. Cut back on the frequency. Not because it's wrong, but because your body needs to restore before it can perform. Replace the dopamine hit. Take a walk outside. Let the sun kiss your skin. Sit in a sauna if you have access. Or shock your system with a cold shower, it works better than you think. Get that natural chemical cocktail moving in your favor without burning your testosterone into the ground. And trust me, this isn't about quitting anything forever. It's about healing the system you've been unknowingly frying for decades. But here's the thing. The most heartbreaking effect of all this? It's not the loss of stamina. Not even the dips in desire. It's when you start losing connection. The emotional glue between you and your partner, the intimacy that once came so naturally, begins to fade like an old photograph. You forget what it feels like to be wanted. Or worse, what it feels like to want back. And that's when things get real. But we're not done yet. Because in the next part, I'm going to tell you about the silent enemy that robs even the healthiest men of their performance. It's not in your hormones. It's not in your habits. It's in your head. So stay with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, brother, now's the time. This isn't just about your health, it's about your dignity. And I'd hate for you to remember this moment. Months from now. When it's too late to fix what could have been saved. Backhand index pointing right, hit that button. I'm not just a voice on the screen. I'm a urologist who's seen too many men suffer in silence. Let's stop that cycle. Together. Now let's talk about the mental war no one prepares you for. The one that starts between your ears. Ready? Let's go. Number 5, emotional disconnection and silent depression. You ever catch yourself turning the TV off early, not because you're tired, but because there's just nothing worth staying up for anymore? You lay there, in the quiet. No messages. No calls. Nobody reaching for you. And maybe you say, I just need rest. But deep down, you know it's not just sleep you're missing. It starts small, you turn off the light early. You stop reaching out. You avoid hugs, conversations, even eye contact. You tell yourself it's aging. That this is just part of getting older. But inside, you're lonely. And too proud to say it out loud. And it doesn't matter how many times you finish on your own. Because no climax in the world can fill the space where real connection used to live. Let's talk truth. Daily solo play, without emotional intimacy, doesn't relax you. It numbs you. It chips away at your ability to feel. Apathy creeps in. That sharpness you used to have. It fades. Suddenly, everything just feels foggy. You walk around like a shell of yourself. Smiling on the outside. Numb on the inside. Studies have shown what I've seen in real life for years. Too much release without real connection leads to emotional withdrawal, memory lapses, and yes, even depression. You're not broken, my friend. You're not weak. You're not past it. You're human. And what you need is connection. Not just release. Not another dopamine spike. Not another lonely shower. But a hand on your shoulder. A real conversation. A moment where someone sees you, not just your age. So here's what I want you to do. Start small. Don't overthink it. Call that old friend. Send that text you've been avoiding. Look your spouse in the eye tonight, really look, and touch them with intention. Not for sex. For presence. Because if you don't rebuild the emotional bridges now, you'll wake up one day surrounded by silence, wondering where everyone went. And if that hit home, and you still haven't subscribed, then tell me why in the comments. Or just admit you're scared to change. Because this channel isn't about views, it's about you. The part of you that still wants to live, feel, and be fully alive. It's terrifying, when your body feels like it's slipping out of your control. One day you feel fine. The next, you're avoiding the mirror. The desire's there, but the response isn't. Men don't talk about this. We laugh it off. We say, it's just age. But inside, we wonder, is this the beginning of the end? Listen, daily masturbation isn't evil. It's not even the real issue. What is an issue is the lack of intention behind it. It's not a release anymore, it's become a reflex. A crutch. A silent coping mechanism. Your body isn't betraying you, it's begging you to change something. To stop chasing the dopamine and start building back your foundation. You have more control than you think. With just a few mindful shifts, in your sleep, in your diet, in how you touch yourself and how you treat your emotions, you can begin to rebuild. You don't need to be 25 again. But you do need to stop settling for numbness. You're not broken. You're not too far gone. You're not too late. And you're not done being a man. So let's take stock. Daily, unchecked masturbation can lead to white heavy checkmark prostate inflammation, yes, even without full-blown infection. White heavy checkmark increased cancer risks, especially when the pelvic floor and lymphatic system are ignored. White heavy checkmark weakened pelvic muscles, your erections need that strength. White heavy checkmark dips in testosterone, without you even realizing. White heavy checkmark emotional disconnection, the most dangerous, because it's invisible, until it's not. Which of these 5 hit you hardest? Which one surprised you most? Be honest, comment below. This isn't a place for shame. This is a place to face facts like the man you are. Don't wait until your doctor says the word surgery. Don't wait until you're in the ER with urinary retention or a silent cancer diagnosis. Hit that subscribe button right now. For weekly, no BS, life-saving advice your future self will thank you for. And if you're watching this, still refusing to like, subscribe, or even leave a comment, ask yourself, why? Is it pride? Denial? Fear that what you've heard today might be right? Because the truth is, if you don't face this now, life will force you to face it later, and it won't be gentle. This is Thrive After 70. We talk about what others won't, because you deserve more than silence. You deserve strength. You deserve clarity. You deserve intimacy. You deserve to live, not just exist. Stay strong. Stay curious. Stay alive.